Hi, my name is Justin Bruton. I'm the Director of Golf Performance at the Biltmore Golf Academy in Miami, Florida. I want to talk to you today a little bit about how I use swing callus with some of my high handicap golfers. This gentleman I've been working with for about 4 months now. I started out as a 22 handicap. We've got it down to a 16 currently. So I just want to show you how I use swing cat to kind of build a visual for him and a simple feeling that helped him create a move that we were looking for. So in his original swing here on the left, setup pressure starts about 50-50. As he starts to roll back, actually switch that over. As he starts to roll back, you can see his center of pressure trace, this little white ball. You can see how far to the right foot he gets his pressure. So he actually gets his center of pressure into the midfoot at the top of his swing. When that happens, obviously, I mean, visually, we can see that gets a lot of his weight to get over his right foot as well. Really makes it tough for him to get off that back foot, that trail foot, and get his pressure back onto that lead foot before impact. So as he starts down, as he gets closer to impact, you're going to see, you know, this is just past impact. He's still got 74% of his pressure on his trail foot, his right foot. You can even see the outline of the foot, how much pressure there is in that trail foot through impact. Now this creates a lot of weak impact points. It adds a lot of loft to the club. His exit path is really left. Obviously hits a lot of weak high right shots because of this. Struggles with hitting ball first, ground second. There's a number of things that this is going to manifest itself and produce by not being able to get his pressure to his front foot. So what we did was we put a golf ball in front of him. So you can see on this shot, you're going to see a golf ball up here about 3 feet in front of the golf ball he's hitting. And really what I cued him to do was just kind of keep his eyes on that golf ball as he started to swing back and through. So his gaze, his peripheral vision stayed on that forward golf ball. Now what that did was that tightened his turn a little bit. So as he goes back, he still makes a pretty aggressive pressure shift back. 83% of his pressure on that trail foot, that right foot. But you can see his center of pressure trace doesn't go as far back as it did in the initial swing. Again, if I just click this over, you can see in the initial swing how that pressure trace was getting into the midfoot. That white ball was in the midfoot. And you can see now it stays short of that midfoot. So it's actually staying to the inside of the foot a little bit more, which is what I'd want to see. I want to see that pressure trace move back, but I don't want to see it move excessively back. So he cut down about 10% of his pressure on this swing. Didn't go to the trail foot as much as it did initially. That stabilized his lower body. You can see a little more gap between his knees at that point in time. His lead leg didn't cave in quite as much. And then now on the way down, it made it a lot easier for him to get that pressure off his trail foot onto his lead foot before impact. So those just right at impact. And now we got 62% of his pressure on the lead foot, 38 on the right. So this gives him a chance to actually trap the golf ball a little bit. Would I like to see more than this? Yes, but I think this is a good starting point. And I didn't cue anything in his body. All we had him do was look at a target in front of the target he was hitting. So visually, he was just looking at the other golf ball. I didn't say fire your hips, fire your upper body, nothing. It was just look at that golf ball, swing towards that golf ball. And it produced some of the results, or moved us towards the result that we were looking for, getting him off that trail foot and getting that pressure on that lead foot. As he goes through, again, if I just roll this other swing back through as well, you can see how much more athletic he looks in the right hand screen than he does in the left hand screen, getting off that trail foot, that trail knee, kicking in towards that lead knee, the back heel starting to roll off the ground. We're here, his back foot's still firmly planted on the ground. You can see just on the pressure trace even, you know, that trail foot just has kind of the toes on the ground at that point in time, where his previous swing, you know, he had a ton of pressure through that right foot in the ground. The entire foot was firmly planted through impact. So this allowed him to clean up his path a little bit, definitely compress the golf ball more, turn the face down a little bit more as he's going through impact, allowed him a lot stronger ball flight. Even his final resting position was a lot better here, where he got 91% of his pressure on that front foot, whereas even his final resting position in his previous swing, he was still, once he got to that final resting position, you know, 74% of his weight on that front foot. It's just not enough. A lot of hang back here. Not only physically this causes some issues, but technically speaking, that caused a lot of issues. And again, I didn't use anything but just the gaze of the golf ball in front of him. So really just putting a target out in front of him, had visualized swinging towards that target. He wasn't necessarily looking at the golf ball he was hitting the whole time. He told me he saw it at his peripheral vision, but he was really trying to stay focused on that forward golf ball. And that just allowed him a target that was further ahead than the target he's used to swinging at, and made him shift towards the target, the actual target, the flag, a lot more effectively, getting that pressure off the back foot. So I just want to explain how I used a visual just to kind of create a technical feel, and then with Swing Catalyst, it really allowed me to quantify this. Once I showed him these two comparisons, these swings, he really started to understand the importance of visualization, what we were trying to do, and he's actually taken this technique and applied it to his full swing. Hope this helps, and I look forward to doing this again.